Welcome back, and I have the privilege of interviewing one of our teachers, a teacher who'll soon be furloughed because the government has decided that a sequester was an important way to cut costs and balance our budget, and I guess they're going to balance it on your back.
Yeah, I guess so. We're not being paid for a week because of the sequestration, and unfortunately, I don't have children that I have to worry about, but I have no other income coming into my house, and it's going to be very difficult to pay the bills.
And you've been doing this for how many years, Cindy?
I've been teaching for Head Start for 19 years, right out of college.
And tell me about the rewards.
It's wonderful. You get close to families. Kids recognize you years later. I recently had a little girl who was 16 years old, and she picked me out of a crowd and came running to me, Miss Chris, and just wouldn't stop hugging me.
And
it's
Chris,
very rewarding.
What are some of the things that you're able to teach the kids? You know, I had the privilege of spending an evening with Senator Kennedy about 10 years ago when I was on the Scranton School Board. And I told him about how I felt about early childhood development, that 3- and 4-year-old kindergartens are so important, and Head Start is. And of course, his uncle, Sergeant Shriver, was the first director of the Head Start program under the Lyndon Johnson's War on Poverty. And he gave me a book. And the book was Neurons to Neighborhoods, and talked about how important it was to start the children early.
It is.
What are you able to teach them, and how do they surprise you with how quickly they're able to learn?
Well, the parents are basically the primary educators of the children, but we're there to help in that goal for them to develop different goals in order to succeed going to kindergarten. Regardless, despite the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, they learn a lot of socialization skills, friendships, a lot of bonding with peers and the adults.
And you've seen, after 19 years, you've seen some of your kids go on to graduate from college?
Yes, I have.
You've seen the differences in families that have been able to move up?
Families are very successful with the Head Start program, and the children become successful adults.
Cindy, thank you for what you do, and we'll be thinking of you during the sequestration.
Thank you so much.
I wish I could tell you to go to the beach and relax, but when you're
can't
being
afford
given
that.
a forced layoff, you can't do that.
Right.
So
thank you so much.
You bet. Not only do children learn at Head Start, but we help parents in a number of ways. And the person who coordinates all the work with the parents is with me now, Cindy Metzler. Cindy, tell me about that shirt first.
Well, this is a shirt that the parents designed for our family day. They picked out the color, they picked out the design, and
I love it.
They also have all the children's names on the back and the staff's names as well.
How long have you been with Head Start?
I've been with Head Start for 2 years in this position that I currently hold, but before that I was actually a Head Start parent. Both of my girls went here way back, and they actually went to this center that we're at.
How important was that to you as a parent, and how important was that to you, to your kids as they developed through school?
Extremely important. There was no preschool at the time that they were able to have access to. So, we came up here, we did the application, and it was, 4 terrific years that I spent here consecutively with the kids. They learned a lot. They were ready for kindergarten when they got there. And actually, it was so great that I came back to be an employee. That's the experience I had.
And like the other teacher that we just spoke to, will you suffer as a result of the sequestration?
Yep. I'm going to have a week off of work with no pay. And that's a week the kids are losing because we're closing early. So, it's services that we kind of just have to stop right then and there. So I'm going to suffer, but mostly it's the kids we work with.
Everybody I talk to here has stressed the fact that the furlough doesn't affect them as much as it affects the kids. It hurts the kids. And I know you're closing a center up in Honesdale, and it impacts everyone. And I just want to thank you for the great work that you've done. Tell me just quickly how you work with the parents.
I'm their first point of contact. So, the teachers, a lot of times, they're busy with the children, and I'm there for them if they come in with a problem or maybe they have questions about, you know, their medical needs or medical needs for the children, different screenings that we do. I'm the one they talk to. So I build a relationship with them right from the beginning, and I'm really happy with the relationship I built with them. I mean, I made friends with these people, you know, so it's a great job, and they're great parents.
Thank you for what you do. As
Thank you.
say to many of the teachers that when I was a school director, and I've said to everybody, you truly do God's work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Todd O'Malley again. If you're hurt or sick, can't work, Social Security could be the answer. Grab your cell phone. Call the lawyers at O'Malley & Langen, 1-800-817-2667. And remember, we don't get paid unless you win.